Hi there, everyone. We are live. I'm Lacey Chabert. I'm here with my dear friend Brennan Elliott.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, we're so excited to be here and to finally get to talk about His and Hers, which is our 10th movie together. So hard to
Mhm.
believe it's been 10.
I know.
Right? Isn't it
I know.
crazy?
And each
And
one
this,
is so just, and this one is its own rights different, but it's been a pleasure to work with you on every one of them. I love you. I love you dearly, love. You know that.
oh my gosh, same, ditto. But this movie is a part of Fall into Love, and this one is totally different than other movies we've done. I actually feel like it's a blend of all
Mhm.
of my heart and Crossword. Like it has feelings of both of those movies in it. So we hope you guys are
Yeah,
gonna love it.
yeah. It's got the romance and the humor and the banter. A lot of that, like all of my heart world. With the
Yeah,
familiar bit, and then it's got a little bit of it's like a case of some sort. So it brings a little that cross audience in where we have to solve a personal issue. You know.
yeah,
So
totally.
yeah,
Okay, well, we have some questions. Should we jump in?
let's jump in.
Okay, I'll jump in. All right, starts out with viewers loved seeing us together on screen and are excited for us to reunite again for this first fall movie of the season. How was it working together again on another project?
You want me to
It
go
was the
first?
best.
Well, I get asked this question all the time, and I say it's like slipping on a very comfortable blanket. It's like so easy. I mean, when you and I work together, I mean, friends off camera, we've done so many movies together. There's such a trust with each other when we work
Yeah,
together. It feels easy. It always feels trusting, easy. We're both open. We go with wherever we're going to go, and it makes it real, and it's always like I work with you on anything. You know that. So I just
I feel the same. It's what you said though, that word trust. I think that's so important.
yeah.
When you're scene partners with someone, and especially in this movie, we're playing a couple who's already married. It's hard to do when you show up on set and you might be meeting that person for the first time.
Mm.
And of course, we all know how to act, but it's really nice when there's a bit of just because of the friendship and the history that we have together, that there's something that's really grounded about it and very real, and there's a connection. And in the more vulnerable scenes where Mark and Dana, are working through some things in their relationship, it makes me personally like feel so much safer to be able to open my heart and be a little bit vulnerable or emotional with you as my friend, and I know that you've got my back.
Yeah,
And
I
we
feel
try things, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but
yeah,
we're honest with each other.
and I've never ever, and plus when you're playing a married couple, it's there's so much history and gravitas in that
Right.
relationship. They've been together, 7 years or whatever the number is in the movie. So you have to have that familiarity with each other, which is obviously a blessing. But I hear that word chemistry a lot, and sometimes I feel like chemistry is one thing, but there's another level to
Yeah.
chemistry, and I feel like, and it's not just the amount of movies we've done together; it's that level of trust that I know I can be me and be open and be vulnerable or be whatever, and you're just going to be accepting of it. And that doesn't happen all the time, but it's really makes the work very, very real and irreverent and organic and alive and human and all that stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just a joy to work with you. It just is. So
I feel the same.
okay,
Yay.
I guess I have a
Okay.
question. Okay, so hers follows our characters Dana and Mark, who are married and a high-powered lawyer team at two separate law firms. Can we both share the recent case that they are assigned to work?
Well, I mean, they both take their job very seriously. So they get assigned to the same case unknowingly and are obviously being confidential about it and not even sharing that with one another. Through a course of events, they realize they are on the same case and therefore fighting against each other.
Right.
So it's a little bit complicated. And
There's lots
I
of do though.
I liked that it caused them to look at their own relationship and examine some elements of their own relationship in a good way.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
I
want to
yeah.
give too much about the case, but go ahead.
No, but I mean, even the two people that are these reality stars that are going through divorce proceedings and obviously through the litigation and everything else, it's a mirror to marriage. It's a mirror to what people go through in life. And I love the idea that there's a through line for me that I really love, like that there's still love there. You hold on and fight through it and do the
Yeah.
best to keep that together. Because divorce can be, especially if you have children, extremely, extremely painful for everybody involved. But so it makes us look at our lives because we're going through our own little things in our personal lives, and it's a
Right.
mirror. It's a mirror when you're working with these cases. I talked to a lawyer when I was researching this, and he says it's really, really tough because when you're talking to people that are going through this kind of difficult situation in their lives, you take it home and look at your own marriage, and you
Mhm.
realize, we got to fight, because I don't want to go down that route. And there's still love there, which one of the through lines I think in this movie is that there's still love there, and hold on to it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, on that same note, Dana and
Mhm.
Mark find themselves on opposing counsel of a high profile divorce. How do they learn not to let those challenges of their job hinder their marriage? I think it was kind of what you were just saying about not taking the work home with you. And then in the ways that these characters do start to ask questions because of things they're encountering with their clients. Um, it does make them examine their relationship a little bit more. And I think a lot of
Absolutely.
the conversations I was really proud of in the movie are very real.
Yeah.
And they're very real things that people deal with in
Yeah.
marriage. And as they find themselves at crossroads in life and the big decisions they're making inside of their marriage. And I thought the writing was great and the producing was great. Christopher on set with us, our incredible director,
Hmm.
LL, which was such a treat to work with both of them on set and have their guidance to help us make these characters as real as
Lit it
possible.
beautifully. Adam Swinski, our DP, lit it beautifully.
Wonderful.
It was a great team. It felt like a family, and I could do that every week if I could. But I agree with you wholeheartedly. And I also think the great thing about Dana and Mark, when they come home, yes, the work comes home and they have to analyze their life and their marriage at times, but they have such respect for each other. I feel like
Yeah.
Mark really respects Dana, even though you're not, even though you are in acquisitions, you were in family law at one point, and you respect me as an attorney, but we respect each other not only in our jobs, but as people. And that's
Yeah.
a great thing to have in a marriage anyway. So there's a lot of these kind of familial marital things that are going through the whole story that I'm hoping that show and the audience understands. It shows the elements and the multi levels that go on in a marriage. Period.
There's also a scene that I don't want to give away, but it's one of my favorite scenes where these characters find out something very surprising about each other.
Mm.
And when you're watching, you have to look at the paperwork that Brennan is holding. There's a very good little Easter egg in there that I thought was
Yeah,
really fun.
there's a few. There's
So
a couple. There's
I
a
hope
couple.
you, yeah, there are.
Yeah.
There actually are. There's quite,
Yeah.
we make some references if you're a All of My Heart fan or a Crossword fan. There's a couple things in there
Yeah.
that we hope you guys appreciate.
Yeah. And that we did it for you. Yeah. Okay. The dialogue between our characters, Lace, are fun as they try to support their clients but still make time for each other. Do we each have a favorite scene we enjoyed filming?
Oh gosh.
I have this that I love doing, and I know that sounds cliche, but there were so many. Um, I think one of the scenes, um, I don't even know if it's still in the movie. I'm not even sure. But one of the scenes was when I came home and you were looking at all the flowers, and we were kind of having a little bit going through I don't want to give it away, and we end up on the couch, and you're playing my tie, and they were making a reference to just it was a really real moment of two people coming and getting out of the energy of work and then dealing with their relationship and all the things that bubble up that you have to deal with. And it was wonderfully shot, and I thought it was really nice to see that honest. Sometimes I felt like I hope the audience feels like they're like almost like a voyeur. They're watching real people experience a real marriage and the ups and downs that go along with it. And that scene was one of them that I liked.
Yeah, we have a courtroom scene that was really fun to film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
yeah, I was very stressed about those lines. It's only
But
a couple of lines, but it just had to be correct. And I needed to really sound professional and like a lawyer. And do you remember how stressed I was that day?
was
I
this
ran
your
those
first
lines
time?
about 50 times.
Was this your first time playing an attorney, Lace?
I think so. Yes,
Yeah,
that I can recall. Yeah.
me too. When I read it, I was like, oh, because I've known so many attorneys in my life. I'm like, I was kind of a little judgmental in the beginning of my wanting to play a lawyer, because I
Yeah.
thought it might not be the most exciting. But in the end, it's less about that and more about what goes on with the
Yeah.
heart of people. So I really enjoyed that, and I love that stuff
Me
at the end
too.
of that we shot. I think it was towards the end of the movie where little things like when the old lady comes out the door and you and I have these kind of we're
Yeah.
trying information, and which is a little crosswordy in its scope,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of scenes, like even the dinner scenes, but all the stuff in their apartment was great. I love the stuff when we have the
Yeah.
other people that went through the divorce and we're looking at each other. We're on opposite sides, but we're also
Right.
a team. So
And the one where we find out this thing, the scene I was referencing earlier, where we find out something about each other and it
yeah,
turns into a little bit of a fight and the way it's
that's
resolved. I thought it was very real and very fun.
and very fun. And then we come
Yeah.
back. I don't want to, all right.
And it's hard to talk about things you're trying not
I
to
was
give
going to
away.
say, I was going to,
Sorry to sound cryptic,
yeah,
but You'll
Yeah.
see it when you watch the movie.
Real-
All right. As Dana and Mark celebrate their 7th anniversary, they encounter some differences on how they want to move forward in their life. If we had to give them any relationship advice, what would it be?
Ooh.
I don't know that I have any advice. I think that, I mean, my best advice for myself and my own marriage and to anyone would be to communicate
Hmm.
and to really be honest with each other. And I think that these characters do that really well.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's painful, sometimes it's awkward, but I think you really see that because they love each other so much, because there's so much respect there, they are going to tell the truth
Hmm.
and be there for each other. And I think that really resonated with me.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with everything you just said, and also the element of, you know, having an open heart, being communicative,
Hmm.
and just expressing from your heart can communicate better. We go through some stuff in this emotionally, and
Yeah.
these characters have respect for each other so much that even if something is said that might not be what you want to hear, they can work it out together because they love and respect each other so much. And I think if
Right.
you're in a marriage and you can kind of hold on to that little nugget, I think you can kind of get through pretty much anything, you know? All right. Viewers are going to love how Mark remains positive in the most unpredictable moments. Lace, what qualities did you like about Mark that makes him and Dana a great team, even when they are working on opposite sides?
Mark is super loyal and he
Mm,
adores Dana. And even though they have some conflict and this case is causing them some issues, within between the two of them, he's always there for her and always believes in her. And
mm-hmm,
I think that that was really, really nice. And speaking of, tell me if you agree with this. I mean, conflict and being on opposite sides. You and I have the same heart about what we do in these movies. We want everything to be as real and as connected as it can be. Every scene,
mm-hmm.
you don't phone in one moment, Brennan, ever. But we have very, very different processes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, we are so different. I feel like in how we prepare for the work and how we
Yeah.
operate on set. Like
We've always been different that way.
we
Always.
really are so opposite in that way. I feel like you're always in character in like a really good way. Like you're always, and and
Yeah.
and and I, I'm going to have a wardrobe fitting and
Yeah.
having a quick little snack. And I don't, I'm not articulating this very well, but I feel like our process is very different, but the heart and the intent that we approach the work with
Yeah.
is the same, which is
Yeah.
something we've definitely bonded,
And that's
over years.
that's the one thing I loved about Mark, that character, was the fact that and you don't see a lot of it. You always see, if maybe it's not the most interesting on film, but to see a man and a woman really genuinely love each other to the point where they'll do whatever it takes to continue this relationship, you
Sure.
know. I remember we were doing it. I can't remember what the scene, but I think it was in the apartment. And Christopher McNeil, our executive producer, said, "Oh, this is so wonderful. I feel like I'm watching two people where you find your ride or die mate." And I go, "What?"
Hmm.
I hadn't heard that term in a while. And he goes, "But just no matter what struggles you're going through, you guys love each other that much that you're gonna and respect each other. You're gonna talk it through. You're gonna work it out. And you're gonna work it out.
Yeah.
There's no room for parole here. You're not gonna like quit on each other." And
Right.
and that can sometimes be tough, but we both do it. And yeah, I mean, we do work very different. It's obvious, but I think when we get there and they're rolling, we drop. It's we get to the same place, because my goal, like yours, and we've talked about this, and I hope the fans are here at this point. Lacey and I care so much about making the material seem like it's real life.
Yeah.
The way that these people talk, it's human beings are all kinds of levels of emotions in every line. It shouldn't just be this, person hit a mark, say a line, and
Of
oh, it's
course.
good. No, it's the same all movie. I don't. That stuff bores me. And that's not your personality. Then you're not really developing anything alive. And we really try to do that. And I hope that the fans can, which they have in other movies, will see that. And I think this has a lot of. I mean, even the little scene that Hallmark picked as a sneak peek of you and I, and me telling you I want to have a child. I feel like I'm watching. I'm like a voyeur watching people have a real conversation about these issues that are very
Yeah.
sensitive.
They're very real.
So anyway, yeah.
And speaking of the fans, can I just pause for 2 seconds and say how much we appreciate you guys? You
Oh
have
yeah.
all been so supportive of us, whether it be Crossword or All of My Heart, The Baby
Perfect.
Goats, which are my
Perfect.
favorite movies of all time, I think. I you've continued to support us and follow along, and it's never not been truly appreciated. And when, I found out that we'd have the chance to finally work together again on this, it was just pure joy,
Yeah.
and we hope you feel the same watching it.
Yes, yes. You guys have been fervent supporters of us doing this again, and I hope you continue to do that because we'd love to work together again in the future. And so it means a lot to us.
Yes.
I mean, the All My Heart experience was so beautiful, and then you obviously, except for the goat that always steals the scenes, but that's a whole other conversation.
Oh,
I'm
I
kidding.
love those baby goats.
Ricky, no. But then the crossword was a totally different.
So much
It's
fun.
really nice to be able to work with somebody and have such success in one genre, and then to go to a totally different genre. And you and I talked in the beginning, are they going to be receptive to it? And then they are. And then to do this, which is totally different than all, it's been really great, and the fans are fervent and passionate, and we love you guys, and we thank you very much. I mean it from my
Of
heart.
course. So we got the experience firsthand of what it's like to be high-powered lawyers. How do we prepare for the roles? Um, I watched some different shows and things, where that felt like there was a similar vibe that we were going for, in different
Mm-hmm.
movies.
Mm-hmm.
I always love doing that for inspiration, but
Yeah.
really it was just about studying what was on the page and us connecting. And also, I really want to say this before we go, all of the other actors in the movie, like, we're always so blessed to be surrounded by great people, talented
Yeah.
people who are excited to play. And there are really fun, colorful, amazing characters in this one.
Yeah.
And all of those dynamics really just inform what we're doing and
Yeah.
inspire what we're doing. And I just was very thankful for everybody being really
Yeah.
game to come and play.
Stephanie Bennett and all the other cast. I mean, they were just, these movies they're shot in 15 days. They're really quick, and you might have a week
Fast.
before prepare.
Yeah.
Here's a script on Monday, or on a plane Friday, whatever. But to make something that's alive and real and organic and all that, and but also to feel like you have this, like it felt like I could do that show every week with these people. They were great, and we got a lot of great actors, whether Vancouver or wherever we shoot, and we got really lucky with this cast, and everybody brought something special and interesting, and it
So
felt
much
like
fun.
a long time, even though we didn't know them. So it was a really joyful experience for me, and
Yeah, it was super
yeah,
joyful
yeah.
all around.
All right.
Well, okay, I think we're going to play a rapid
So should we
fire
do?
game. Yes, it is rapid fire game time. Okay, I always kind of
Okay.
miss the point of this game, and you're supposed to just blurt out the answer, I think, and I always go into some paragraph explanation. So I'll try not to do that this time.
Oh, I want to say one thing. It says here what we got to experience firsthand what it's like to be a high-powered lawyer. Let me ask you, because this is your first time playing an attorney. This was my first time playing a lawyer. Would you ever want to be a lawyer in real life? Is that a
No,
job you would want to do?
no,
Yeah,
way
I
too
have
much
a lot.
pressure. Honestly, for me personally, in my personality, I felt like it's just a lot of pressure. Yeah, I really have the utmost respect. It's a lot.
So do I. I mean, it's like it's like doctors or anything that has that much education and reading and stuff always makes me leery. Cause I'm like, I don't know if I will. But I just remember just through the research and kind of just my own process, I was like, wow, I don't know if
Yeah,
that would be a job that I would be very good at.
I
You know,
don't think I'd be very. I'm like, you all win. Everyone wins. I wouldn't be very good at the case.
you love each other still? No lunch. Um, all right,
Pick your
rapid
brain.
fire.
All right, rapid fire. Let's go. So, would we most likely to? I think we are going to say who would be most likely to star in a
Okay,
reality show.
Lacey.
Well, I do have an unscripted show coming out,
Yes, you do.
Celebrations with Lacey Chabert, on the
Yeah,
streamer September 10th.
something to celebrate.
There we
Yeah.
go.
So obviously, not only do I think you'd be the one to star in a reality show, um, I mean, I played a host of a show, but it was a scripted program. But I've never been a host of an actual reality show. But you actually have one coming out, so
I
it's
do.
no brainer. Yeah,
Yeah, and this one I love because it's about celebrating heroes. But in regards to like a reality show like our characters have or were on in the film with cameras following you around in your personal life, like that
yeah.
is like an absolute no for me. Can't even imagine. It would
All
just
right.
be so boring most of the time. You'd be like, is this really what you do all
Yeah.
day?
Okay, Lace. I think you and I both admitted that we probably neither one of us would become a lawyer.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know if
don't
I.
think either one of us are likely to do that.
I don't think I
Who's
would do
most
good at school.
who's most likely to live in New York City? I did live in New York as a kid. When I
Yeah,
first started in the business when I was 7, we lived there for 3 or 4 years, and I loved the experience.
yeah,
So I
I
would I would live there again.
I would too. I lived there for a while. I would too.
Who's most likely to try a pumpkin spice latte? I've already had one this season. I'm so thrilled they're back.
That's not my cup of tea.
Not your
I
thing.
would pumpkin spice. I like pumpkins for the kids, but you know, pumpkin pie, pumpkin spice, uh,
Not your thing.
not my thing.
Who is most likely to memorize their lines first? Brennan.
Ooh,
Brennan, it's
probably.
you.
Even in the process, it comes up last, but I make sure that I have them so done that I can throw it away. Yeah, but you are. I'm a slow learner. You can, like, I think Lacey's the kind of actress. I think she could read a script once and memorize.
I don't know.
Like,
I have my good days and my not as good days, but
yeah, but that's true. Okay. Go leaf peeping. I don't even know what leaf peeping is.
I think that's where you drive around and see the leaves turning colors. I love that.
Oh,
Yeah, the beautiful
actually,
changing colors of the leaves. I
probably
definitely
you.
would do that with my pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah, and I'll be in the side seat trying to memorize lines as we're living in New York.
Exactly.
Before
Wow,
we,
we really
as
nailed it. We
reality.
nailed the rapid fire game. We really did. Well, this has been very fun. Thank you guys for joining us. Again, Saturday night, 8, 7 Central on Hallmark Channel, His and Hers, our 10th movie together. We hope you'll join us. We're going to be posting pictures and behind the scenes pics and everything leading up to the occasion. Make sure you use
Yeah.
the hashtag when
Hashtag
you're
his.
watching.
Yeah, it's excited. I'm excited to see this with all the fans, and I'll be there on Instagram, my social media sites, and yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
it's September 7th, Saturday night, September 7th, 8,
yeah,
7 Central, Hallmark Channel.
yeah.
His
And
and hers.
where
There we are.
where do we find your reality show celebrations? Where is
Oh,
that?
well, just a couple days later, September 10th on Hallmark Plus, the new streamer. Celebrations will be premiering, and I hope you guys tune in. We're celebrating incredible heroes. We give them beautiful celebrations and parties, and more importantly, also bring awareness to the incredible work they're doing in their communities, and
Hmm.
and the impact that they're making in the lives of others is really remarkable. And we do throw them really fun parties. Lisa and Marissa are incredible party planners. The three of us together get to celebrate these deserving heroes, and it was a blast.
Something to celebrate. I'm gonna watch. I can't wait to watch.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. All right,
Listen,
Brennan. Love you very much until movie 11.
yeah,
I mean,
let's
I'll
get.
see you in real life, but
Well, trust me. If the fans want it, we'll do more movies. Let me tell you.
yes.
We
Thank you
love.
all again so much for the support and for
Yeah.
watching.
Enjoy Saturday night, everybody.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.